of all of this was gonna be visible and like give away my exact location. But I don't know, the windows just look white. Okay, but how soon are you going to sleep? I'm earlier than last time, right? Hello? Yeah, that's what was happening in the Discord, like notification. I told you I was going to be in the car. We're going places. We're going around. I could take you anywhere right now. We could have a meal. We could go into the library. Hello, Magdala, and hello to Anime Kid. Hello. Are you like an anime kid, like in a Gen Alpha kind of way? Because in my class, the professor was just like, well, what would you do to appeal to Gen Alpha to sell some shoes or something? Kind of class I'm taking. And I was like, I don't know what they like. And he's like, 6'7", and then I made some kind of face. You're saying, how did I get out of my room? You're saying to make donuts on the, oh, you like on the road, not on the roof. Because one is a food, the other is a stunt. Hello, Lotus, how are you? And guys saying we are on the road. Yeah, because I have a class on Monday now, you know what's up? And hello to Kraken2 Productions saying, have you heard of this Korean animated series called Wish Cat? It's quite good and it has one season. Okay, let's take a screenshot of that so that I can have that in my notes. Wish Cat, one season, huh? I am wondering now, when is the time that I'm gonna catch up on everything that I want to do? Because this one show came out that I want to watch where the episodes are like 2 hours. I don't know how or when I'm gonna start watching it. But if my buddy wants to watch the 2 hour thing with me, then I'm gonna do that. Okay, so you're talking about This Is My Room, and you're talking about kind of being Gen Alpha. Apparently, it's I don't know, elementary school to like age 15. So, oh, so some Gen Alpha sometimes finds this stream. There's Magdella feeling sleepy. I mean, it's very late night where you are. And you're talking about vehicular manslaughter, and you're saying that there's some 23. Oh wait, it's the early hour of 23, like what would be 11 p.m. for Americans, and hello to a river by the sea. I guess this is Tajaro Karo. I I totally thought that my entire location was gonna show out the window of this thing. Hey, we got our first question of the time. Am I Korean? Not yet. I'm open to getting a little more Korean in me though. So, what else would we say? You're stuck in a time loop saying the same thing with some hellos, and then there's some talk of Game of your thoughts and reactions. Oh yeah, I think when you sent the trailer, I watched immediately. My first thoughts and reactions were just that my girlfriend is probably gonna love that, but she was like really busy that day, like rearranging her store, so I have no idea if she got to see the trailer yet, because that seems like exactly, you're sorry for spamming the Discord server. I don't know, it didn't spam that much. Okay, I did mute it for like an hour when the, I don't know, 2 letters was just going there, because I had to focus on things, but I don't know, it wasn't that much. Like a lot would be days or something. So you're talking about you slept at 6 a.m. and woke up at 8 a.m. That's hardly anything. That doesn't seem legal. You're saying, do I know how to drive? I I learned how to drive. Indeed, you're getting our first deleted message. Where we going, chat? I'm just parked. Hmm. Are my driving skills like that good that I could talk and drive? I don't know. I learned to drive last year, so it's I don't know, something like that. But I want to see the deleted message. I look like a Korean YouTuber who is an air hostess. I am dressed kind of fancy today. Okay, because there's good night from a on the trailer when you asked for them though. It's the multiverse kind of thing. I think that's really up my girlfriend's alley, and so for that reason specifically I'm excited. But then I followed like the Gartic Phone stuff with Rubber Ross for a second there, and it's fun to see the animation style, and then we're actually seeing what 2D animation from all of that, and so that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. And there's a TG Doodle Noodle Poodle saying, you're going to donate $1,000. I you could probably find something like really good to do with it, but but I don't know. I would also take it, but You should probably find something better to do with it. I'll just say that. Up front. So there's, you know what you're saying. There's crashing, crash and I sub. What do you mean you weren't subscribed already? I'm in the back seat, okay? I am in the back seat. And Kraken 2 Productions is saying another Wish Cat thing in episode 21. Le Meow. One of the three main characters gets sick, so it's up to Dr. Meow and the Wish Cast to help out. That sounds like a pretty classic plot. Did they do a twist on it or anything? And hello to Lino Wifey. Am I getting like a lot of Stray Kids fans up in here? Thanks for a compliment. I hope. I wore this to school, and then when the professor said you need a volunteer like at the front of the class for like a demonstration on communication, I I volunteered because I consider myself to be good at describing things, and he asked for somebody who was good at describing things, but my voice comes out like quiet on the first try, so I had to cough nasty in front of the class before I could describe things, but it went well other than that, so I don't know, I hope they fits on point anyway. So Lotus is getting sleepy. Hey, go go to sleep. I think this is gonna be a much shorter stream than usual because I don't know. I mean, I might run out of phone battery, but also I don't know what I want. And hello to FatRat1234. Oh, that's a good username. Okay. You're saying to start my Uber driver character arc. I'm sort of afraid of the like this is very much a personal vehicle, except for the large no smoking all passengers shall use seatbelt sign up in there because this was made to be a cab. Anyways, this is so 23 in the PM. The AMP system was stupid. Yes, perhaps. The I think I saw like somebody roast it one time by saying that that, that it's like a time system that assumes Americans cannot count past 12, and yeah, there's not really any reason why we shouldn't use a 24-hour clock. And hello to Pumbafo. Yeah, I'm outside. Here I am on the other side of my Monday class. Hello, how are you doing? Hello. And then there's Magdala saying I have to use it. You're driving in a cab. This vehicle was like supposed to be a cab, so it came pre-equipped to be one, but it's not one. And it's a little roomier than that too. Am I driving in a boat? I the idea intrigues me sometimes. You ever thought about living on a boat? Seems adventurous. It seems good. There's T determined saying, "Don't cry. Don't be a baby strong." Did you hop onto one of these streams where I was having a real day of it and started to cry? Well, whatever mood I was in, is back. Okay, it's not totally back, but it's a little bit back. I could cry now on demand if I wanted to. I feel it, but okay, I will be strong. Talking about a cabin, and there's Lotus saying Americans when they utilize simple mathematics to solve how much 17 is on a digital clock. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You're saying you can count 12 plus 5. It doesn't make sense. Oh dear. Oh yeah. Another thing that happened in my class today was the professor put like forth a sort of a mathematics sort of a question. It's not a math class in the slightest. It's not a math class whatsoever. Um, I I lost the ability to count. This is bad because I sat in the front row for this class and shook everyone's hand on the first day, and was started out very confident there. Okay, you're saying the stream where you became a soap dispenser. Okay, some throwbacks to some it's all coming together kind of a thing. And yeah, okay, that's the kind of thoughts knocking around my head. What you saying that Jesus Christ about? Um I'm okay, like everything like from my class is still rattling around in my head, and I want to tell stories about it or something, but I don't know if I have the presence of mind to make it a story of all of that. But I don't know what's new with you guys. I streamed on Friday, so I don't imagine very much would be new except I don't know, something happened to me on like late Friday kind of a evening. I don't know whether it's a good or bad thing. I guess maybe it's just neutral. And Kraken 2 Productions is telling us final wish cat thing. The disease Lamau has in the episode is called Meowfluenza. Okay, bye, see ya. Thanks for telling me about that. I mean, it sounds like a really cute show. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I mean, am I looking for the comfort food, the cuteness, the sort of a things? And Ronan the Shonen has showed up. There's Lotus saying crash out of nowhere. It's okay. Oh wait, you had a crash out of nowhere. It's passing out. Okay, that was what was happening with you. Okay, and then this thing wants me to add a Q&A sticker. Um, that's like the prompt that happened now. Oh, is it like in the middle of my face? Hmm. Oh, okay. I guess this just goes on my nose or something. Hmm. Ooh, I'm so mysterious. Okay, so some mood is calming down. The stupidity in the world overwhelms you. I I think I might be in a class to add to the stupidity in the world. Um, I don't know. It's a marketing class and I am very interested in it, but the thing that I read like on my news stuff right before going into the class is a store is going to introduce dynamic pricing. The same item can be like $1.99 for somebody when they walk into the store, and then maybe it's 10 times that when somebody else walks into the store and they're richer. Um and so I it doesn't necessarily feel good to think about contributing to something like that, the I don't know, tracking side of it. So you're talking about pistachios. There's Magdala saying, I know, right? I feel mentally exhausted debating some MAGA people about Alex. It's making me angry again. Oh dear. And you're not even remotely not even remotely in the United States. I don't know if I started accepting that the people just have a completely different worldview. How do I actually get rid of the Q&A thing? I think it's been up there for long enough. What did we get like an answer in there? No, none whatsoever. Oh wait, no, that was pistachio with a P, with a U. Okay, interesting. So you're debating some people. I think I just like went to the specific forums about that, specific subreddits, and it's strange. It's unsettling to see people like living in a different reality from the one that you can see with your eyes and stuff. There's Magdalene saying like, why do I have to care? Why do I have to give? But oh no, I have morals and a functioning brain, so even I can't ignore it. I and like on sort of a meta level, this kind of makes me sad. That that somebody on the other side of the world is getting into any kind of discussion about this. Like, I almost want to believe that maybe if everyone could somehow, I don't know, work on at least the things in their own country and community, and then maybe that can make the world a better place in the on the limited scale that you can think about. But instead we're all just mass media washing into each other. And we got the answer about the ice cream black licorice, but with the white ice cream. I think I also combine ice cream flavors like that. I like to put some fresh mango and some dark chocolate on some good quality vanilla ice cream. And then that's one of my favorite ice cream experiences. But then lately I'm getting into like the graham crackers and the s'mores. And when something is a sweet little brown sugary kind of a cracker, and gets in there. And you didn't register the question. You missed the topic. It was just what was your favorite ice cream? As you know, any topic is the right topic, is an acceptable sort of a topic. But but that was just the default one that came up. There's City Williams saying, "I never debate. I always agree with what all people tell me." That's a little bit what it feels like sitting at the front of the marketing class. I'm just about to agree with something that I'm being told as. I I think about being a critical thinker sometimes. I don't always succeed. Alright, yeah, saying that's a bad thing to do, I agree. And there's 01192 saying cute and she's single. Where did that come from? You're getting hit with the deleted message. I don't know. I'm, I'm like down in the dumps lately. I'm the anyone who asked to join the polycule could be on at least one date in the polycule. This sounds like a joke, but it's a real bad decision that I'm prepared to make. You wanna you wanna be in the polycule? Come on in. Alright, so there's things saying the thing, and Magdala saying my favorite ice cream flavor is probably lemon or melon, which I now realize are anagrams of each other. Ooh, sharp with the English language. Pick up some anagrams. The wonders of your brain, lemon and a melon. I keep seeing things that are specifically in yuzu lemon flavor, which I guess is it feels kind of like the essence of that thing, ordinary thing, but Japanese sort of me. I don't know if you ever seen that. I'm gonna have to post that later. There's a letter saying, yeah, someone's here. Someone opens up like that. They probably have nothing important to say anyway. That one person with the, was that a Joker profile picture? Strong start, I will say. But that one person did answer something about the ice cream. But hey, I gave everybody the mod privileges so we can have the strange satisfaction of popping random people like bubble wrap. Ooh, I love a questionable decision in the morning, the evening, the afternoon. Upside down and sideways. There's William saying, is there free food? Give me the schedule. I might join if I have some free time. Oh wait, free food for the free food in the polycule? Yeah. Yeah, there's free food in the polycule. I feel weird about it because I haven't been budgeting very well. But there's free food in the polycule. I've been like taking turns paying for the date with the you go like the other person does one and then I do the other. So yeah, there is some free food in the polycule, but it's sort of like honor system, like I'm gonna get you for the next one kind of a thing. There's okay. There's Magdala saying, how do you use the percent before or after the number? Ooh, and you had put it before and after just to be safe. Well, yeah, in English I'm seeing it after the number. There's Lotus saying, sorry, not sorry, child, but I want to keep this place the dome of sanity that it is. Hey, that's what it's all about. You just gotta pop them like bubble wrap, and it's like a, I don't know, it's like a Candy Crush. that's what this is, another type of game on the phone. So, there's some thoughts. I don't know if I don't know how much free food I should put into the polycule. That cracks me up, honestly. And there's a, I don't know, there is a solid chance that I'm gonna come out of it slightly behind, which is not how I even want to be thinking about all of that. But I think I might have covered slightly more of the meals just from sheer not counting. There's William saying, I'll be very busy when it's my turn to pay for food, though. I've many things to do that day. No, you see, that's sort of what's happening with the actual person in my life. Making so few plans that I don't know if I'm ever gonna see this individual around again, and I got the last meal. So I don't know. The way you phrase that sounds like we're going to be on like a rotation. There's Magdala saying, yes, who's going to German classes? Burgess is me. I will. Okay, hey. Wait, how many languages is that going to bring you up to? That's so many. That's exciting. And then there's you're owning a full bag of gummy bears. Ooh. Is it like the size of maybe a closed hand? Or maybe the size of my head? One of those? There's Earth Element chiming in to say, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Okay, wait, what denomination are you? Before we go any further, what denomination are you? Are you, like a Jehovah Witness? Are you like a Mormon? Are you like a, evangelical? Ooh, that would make sense because you're evangelizing. I don't think, Catholics do evangelizing. I think, what denomination? I was totally wrong. You are Catholic? Okay, I got confused. I met a Catholic who okay, so extreme sort of a thing. I met a Catholic who is like, I don't know, swearing and also believes in abortions, and so So would you consider that a lapsed Catholic? Because that's like one of the only types I met. Okay, so that was like a more extreme sort of a topic to bring up, but I haven't met many people in my life. So I'm like having very few examples of all of them. You're being catholic. I also want to be a cataholic. Whenever I see a cat, I want some more of that. All right, so turning into German, that's something that's happening. And then, okay, huge ass bag. Oh, whoa. Okay, the gummy bear bag is as big as a huge ass. That's great. And then there's some. I just sat down, and R1 has chimed into the chat. Hello to you. There's William saying, Bashar, you have to pick me up as you have a car, and I don't. I'm about 8,000 kilometers from you. I'll be waiting in 2 hours. Hey, hey. If you're joining the polycule, you have to visit me sometimes. I'm making that a new rule because. The 2 people I'm dating are not visiting me. I'm gonna go insane. Okay. So, there's Magdala saying, I believe he existed as a person in history, even though some of his feats exaggerated. You're being a cathode, and you're asking either me or maybe Magdala or anyone in here, what denomination are you? Okay, I know I started out like strong with the denomination sort of thing, but I'm actually an atheist, and that's not even completely it's not like an entire conclusion that I came to myself. My dad is an atheist, and I like him and I trust him. Yeah, that's how people usually get into a religion. So it's kind of funny to get into an atheism that way. Before that, he was Catholic naturally, and I don't know, convinced his mama to be a Seventh Day Adventist because he did some research on various denominations and decided that maybe that one would be the gentlest one for her. And I don't know how well that turned out in the end. She was very difficult to talk to at the end of her life. Okay, everyone's saying a denomination. You're believing in Jesus. I so you know what? As an atheist, if I think about the historicalness, probably there was a dude. Probably there was that dude, but I don't know that I'm having any of that relationship stuff. You're being an ex-Muslim. Ooh, okay, wrong tree, but still sort of a tree. And there's William saying, "I don't have a passport, Jar. You want me to be an illegal?" It's a very unsafe sort of a time to do any such thing. All right. Cast into the emptiness of space. Magdala saying, what a problem. It is making my life worse just by existing. It's even taking my job away. Oh no, okay, that was the sarcasms. That was the just got out of a argument with 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 some truly draining people on the internet type of a rhetoric you're putting forth. Oh my dear, I do love your sarcasms though, if that's what we're calling them, because I truly want to write all of those down. There's William saying, I'm agnostic. I think atheism is just another religion. You need faith to be atheist. I didn't know shit. I'm like, I don't get. Okay, well, I mean, I think I'm closer to the I don't know side of the atheism too, because I get superstitious because I think there's like a thing in my heart or something, like as a human being, that causes me to not want to go into dark places just in case there's something unpredictable. Could it be a ghost? Probably not. Am I gonna take that chance? Also, no. There's Earth Element saying, did you know that Jesus fulfilled over 300 prophecies from the Old Testament, even though that's mathematically impossible to happen by chance, which shows supernatural influence? Okay, and by prophecies, you're meaning that somebody said something was going to happen, and then the anointed one, you know, Jesus boy over here, did that 300 times, like in a row. Wait, okay, I guess the in a row part doesn't matter because I don't know. Was there any record of like missing one? Because then you like I don't know. Okay, imagine it's like 250. You miss 251. You get the others after that. Anyway, all of that part doesn't matter. All right, there's Magdala saying, I don't know actually, what do people mean saying you need to have faith to be atheist? R1 is saying, totally not watching a documentary about the war crimes, about the atrocities. Are you gonna try to identify like real life atrocities that happen? I know you're on a on a dictatorship kick, and thanks for keeping it mild, I guess. You absolute crazy cat. You crazy kid. Magdala saying some out of nose. Think that just like any mythology, the feats that occurred in the people that did were exaggerated over time, and now he's a god, right? And like I do like that sort of a neat explanation. Um, because when I think about like what relevance does this have to me, I'm like this was thousands of years ago. That seems so incredibly difficult to verify. So I mean, all I can do is try to be a good person to the people in front of me here and now and today and all of that. And Lotus telling us, I think there's something great about those tales, a lot of great guidelines. There's definitely some outdated stuff. They were kind of like actively into slavery last I recall, right? Do I get it wrong? That one I could call that outdated. That's not a stretch whatsoever. If there's a guideline on all of that. All right, there's stuff to learn even outside of religion. All right, we've got records of things being tampered with, so it's not the most reliable source. How do you account for tampering? Much to consider. And then there's William saying, can't wait till the day we all die and appear in front of some Aztec god. No, no. What if it hurts? No, wait. Okay, you're trying to meet the Allfather, and you can't spell, and your wand doesn't work. I have like a wand, like in a bidet, sort of a spray your butt kind of a way. I didn't really need to share that just now, but that's the main wand in my life, I want to say. So you can't wait to be taken by a Anubis. Not even Anubis. Anubis. All right. Oh no, my nose started to run with all of that. There's Okay, R1 saying, why do I even think I would ask you they would kill me? Please someone tell me how this makes sense if it does. I mean, R1, okay, yeah, even if they would have killed you, if people think that you are in that group, it's because you're like showing signs of like being a fan of dictators or something. If you probably just like start sentences with like, I don't believe in any of that stuff, then maybe people won't say that about you. I would hope so, because it's a really it's, and then Lotus calling that one a diabolical typo. That's gonna be some kind of a vocal tick in my head. Yeah, not Anubis, Abubis. Abubis. Alright, you go down for that one? I don't know. There's William saying, some mind god, and we all go to mind help for not sacrificing a human and eating their heart. And I think was it always specifically enemies like that you had gone to war with and was like a prisoner? Because is that what we go to hell for? I don't know. I think my girlfriend is into Mayan sort of mythologies a little bit, at least a little bit, at least in passing. Now I want to ask her. Okay, you're gonna appear in things. We're talking about wands, indeed, Kai. There's swearing to a Buddhist earth element, saying one of the reasons that explaining your belief in the Jesus, because the people during this time claimed there were many people who claimed to be the one, but it was the only one who could be raised from the dead. I mean, I mean, I do genuinely think that it's pretty great when somebody like has a belief, has a religion, has a belief system that causes them to behave better towards other people, you know? Christianity did not work that way for my paternal grandmother. Um, she mostly used it to always be right about things and not really listen to other people, and it was very difficult. I don't know, made both of us sort of lonely. But if you use it to gain a sense of community, if you use it to, I don't know, give to charity, all of that sort of thing, and find a sense of meaning in life, then evidently that's a net positive, you know. But I don't know, all of that stuff. You give me some reasons. All of this very long time ago type of tales, and I just can't find like the bearing on whether that means I should be a good person today. I think I would love to find my own reasons to be a good person today. Then there's Lotus, who had been saying bye, guys, as I was monologuing, zoning out. You going back to the astral plane? I'll see you in Satan's ass crack. Oh no. That's terrifying. Oh my goodness, good night to you. Magdala is saying, I'm an avid believer of science and don't like believing in stuff that can't be scientifically proven. That isn't to say there's no lesson to be learned from the Bible. Yeah, there you go. There's William saying, Jesus was raised by the Drug Enforcement Administration. Damn it, I just wiped my nose and you're gonna make me like sort of cry laugh. Oh my goodness. Earth Element giving us some the fact that Jesus is the only one we still talk about shows that something really crazy must have happened for him specifically to stand out. I do not know if that holds true in China or India. It's a very sort of relative sort of we. I the historical figures like, I don't know, Confucius, Buddha really stand out more over there. And so this is probably not a messiah in the same system as you, but it's clearly a meaningful person. Somebody called Fred Redhead stopped by here saying to marry a strong Christian man and have done as a kid. That is actually something I'm running into difficulty as an atheist. So one of my dreams in life, I hope I get to, I hope I get to be a mom someday. I hope I'm lucky enough, and I don't know, gets two parents and stuff. But all of the all of the atheists around me are like so free form. They're like I don't know on the having kids. I need an enthusiastic consent. What the hell? All right, so one last time out, and Magdala saying Jesus was according to the stories a great man who was kind to the poor and despised the rich who do not help. I think you should be proud if you can call yourself a true Christian. Yeah, yeah. That seems about right. R1 is saying soon I'll do a DNA test to see if I have Italian heritage. For what purpose? Okay, wait. R1, I know you like drawing all of the dictators. Maybe you got on that kick from Hitalia or something, or maybe you liked seeing people be, I don't know, react in a shocked manner. But what do you? How would you describe what you like? How would you describe what you like to do? Okay, there's Smackdella saying, I think if you truly need Jesus' word to your heart, you are also a great person. Okay, you need not prove your faith to anyone. Be happy with the fact that you are a moral and good person. I I don't know if I would go for like happiness and like contentment. I think maybe someone's a good person if they always try to be a good person and acknowledge the possibility that they're capable of harm and capable of hurting another person. No matter how good you think you are, if you acknowledge that you are capable of hurting another person, and if they tell you so, then you sort of like acknowledge that harm, then I think that's the only way to maybe really be good. Okay, there's William saying, Pajaro, you can be the mom of a little kitten. Oh, I forgot your callus. I have nothing! I have nothing! You're kidding me! Okay, I want to say, I need to know if I have Italian heritage so I can impersonate Benito Mussolini. Okay, I asked for an explanation, but now that I've heard it, I don't know if that's any better. What? What? You could probably do it anyway. I don't know if any Italian worth offending was going to be offended by that. I think if one of them is actually offended by that, then maybe you shouldn't like listen to them too bad or something. I think it's okay to be culturally insensitive about a bad person in terms of impersonating them, like, Charlie Chaplin. Like Charlie Chaplin, like that one. You were saying it's never too late to become a crazy cat lady. I'm in my mid-20s. I would say maybe this could even be considered a bit early. A bit early. There's Magdala saying it's an interesting standard that you don't want to culturally inappropriate, but wish to cosplay dictators. Right? Right? Are you also feeling a little bit peculiar over here? That's a reason for a DNA test of all time. I'm saying. Yeah, right. Well, I definitely meant to close this out sometime like all of this. Oh my goodness. What battery percentage is my phone at now? 73. That's pretty good still. And there's Earth Element giving us some more little tidbits. Did you know that Jesus was the best documented person in history from the first century because of all of the Roman, Christian, and Jewish writings? Ooh, I did a little swap. Did a little swap. Did a little dyslexia, whatever the heck there. But hey. That's pretty wonderful. Okay, but history of the first century, it's really weird to think that we might have a lot more well-documented people like since then due to, I don't know, the way information works. All right, there's William saying it could be a parody impersonation, not against that, and hello to Joyce Hudson. Why's your profile picture, Nintendo? Watch out, they love to, I don't know, copyright strike things. All right, I now need to seriously consider what I want to do because I can feel absolutely that I would be here for an hour. I am down to be here for an hour, but is that good? I don't know. I don't know if that's good. You're gonna leave to learn to properly pronounce a Mussolini speech. But why? I I I don't know if I'm interested in dictators the same way you are. I would say no, I'm certainly not. I'm certainly not interested in dictators the same way you are. But because you keep showing up, I am interested in you. What caused this to happen? Why are you doing this? Magdala saying similar messages and William saying drive us through town, give us a road trip, give us a ride. It just gets more and more. I I mean, okay, because of like how many times my full legal name has been revealed on stream in these like last 2 years of being streaming and then also being on my laptop for all of that. I'm kind of unsure if I actually want to go local with some of this. There's like local food that I want to show off. I love food. And then there's you say anything. Another interesting fact is that the Big Bang can actually be comparable to when God created the world and said, "Let there be light." Okay, yeah. That's I do find that fun to think about. Even if I look at the Big Bang with more of a I don't know. I kind of look at the Big Bang with a well, that's the most we can measure. Maybe there's something else, but I think science is about being able to say when you don't know something and you straight up just don't know it. um, but yeah, I think it's I do love stories though. I do love stories. So if you wanna tell me any stories about that, I'm predisposed to listening about them. Oh, Widow Rars. Oh, you found us. Oh, you found us. And hello to Medela Dot. Delga Dot. And R1 is saying I'm autism, so I obsess over completely random stuff. Well, is it random though? Because I think it's been like a year. I think it's been like a year. I think you came in here like a year ago and you were also sort of into the dictatorships. Okay, I'm gonna I'm switching the positions. This is no, okay, well that's a little bit comfier. And Magdala is telling us if you believe that's where God and his creations are, good for you. It's a bit of a God of the gaps argument. More power to you, who cares? Yeah, I figure as long as somebody can use it for good. Okay, here we are in a car. As long as someone can use it for good, that's pretty good. And there's Earth Element saying, if you don't mind me asking, why did you choose atheism? Well, I guess I definitely did have the opportunity not to choose it because my mom like strays more on the side of just believing that there's a good sort of force out there, even if she can't name it. But it was a little bit partially because I watched some Star Trek when I was 13 and then started like looking up, I don't know, little arguments and stuff, like the one that's I don't know who was the person that came up with this one, but you could tell me to believe that somewhere in the solar system, perhaps naturally formed, there's a teapot in orbit just somewhere and we just haven't seen it yet, but you could ask me to believe that with full certainty. And
I I it's faith is kind of like that, sort of. Faith is kind of like that. There's Widow Rar saying, okay, wait, I feel like I didn't explain that very well, but I also want to catch up in the chat. Okay, Widow Rush is saying you were too busy making a Radio Apple edit. Okay, congratulations. And Williams talking about tracking me millimetrically and giving lessons, and R1 is saying, Jaro, I'm glad you're not one of those YouTubers that are like, please send laughing disco. Oh, like with the engagement bait. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I wonder if I could like make some pocket money on any of this. Oh my gosh, I was scrolling through these short, just sort of vertical streams pretty recently, and and this one guy had like a hungry hippo, like with a bunch of nails glued to it, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna stab myself with a bunch of nails any second now," and then he was like clearly not gonna do it maybe ever. He was just sort of streaming the promise of keeping people in tension for a really long time. But but I feel like, okay, not that I wish harm upon anybody, but it definitely would have been a lot more convincing if like his arm was like already covered in a bunch of bandages or something. Because if he's doing that kind of a stunt and then he's not even scratched a little bit, that totally breaks my suspension of disbelief. Put some fake bandages on, man. Alright, Magdala had elaborated. You just lack the faith, can't prove that something exists. Yep, indeed. And then Widow Rar saying, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Stop telling people I'm 57 years old. I'm not 57 years old. I don't know, a normal amount of old. Then there's Earth Element giving us more explanations. You believe because if there's no God, then there's no morals in life, which means there's no moral good or bad. We would need a moral lawgiver for the good or bad. And you know, that that honestly that honestly bugs me. So probably a part of my atheism is because of the atrocities that exist in the world. The sort of basic concept that's like, so childhood cancer exists. Cancer in a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a little newborn infant. All of those things exist. So I think part of the thought process is either a deity, if one did exist, could not be all loving or all powerful. Those are two things that could not coexist. And so I guess a little bit of my atheism, if you sort of take that sort of an argument into account, that childhood cancer is the absolutely heinous thing to happen to anybody, um, then an all-powerful creator that would allow that to happen. I don't want to base my moral code on on one of those, on that kind of a thing, because I mean you can just be kind to people. It's an option, you know. You can just treat people in a way that respects their dignity and is the best you can do, and do the best you can every day, and that's an option that you have, you know, regardless of all of that. You're saying I'm from last century. Stop telling people that I'm 57. Stop telling people that I'm 57. I'm not. I'm I've stated before, I'm 26, which is older than I'm prepared to be, but but as old as I have to deal with. All right, let's catch up with the chat. You're saying she's just you are gaslighting people. There's William saying, I was very religious early in life, but the science hit me in the face, and no religious people could answer any of that. If God exists, I'm 99.9% sure it's not the Christian one. Ooh, my. Ooh, okay, get the tea. You're saying I look good for 57. Magdala, you actually convinced Widow Rars that I'm 57. No, wait. I'm 26. Help me. Okay. And then there's some talk of coming to R1. There's a difference in learning about them without sounding that you're fanboying over them. Ooh, okay. And you start watching a sitcom saying, hey, honey, I'm home. Okay. One downside of your special interest there, or maybe an upside, is that it's going to be very funny. It's gonna be very funny. All right. Earth element saying somewhere when we say God's all powerful and good, that doesn't mean everything that happens is God will. Yeah, and I think I find that like specifically to be not comforting in times of crisis. Because like a common type of comfort, um, like offered to maybe a little child who has just lost their parent, or worse yet, a parent who's lost their child. A type of comfort, if they go into a church, might be there's a plan. This was part of a plan. God has a plan for you, and and if I were a parent who had lost a child of mine, I would find no comfort in that. I find it more comforting to think that this was just totally random, and we've done the best that we can as human beings. You know, we can do the best we can for each other. We can reach out to others. We can help others, sort of a thing. But the thought that something was all powerful and would allow the worst thing in your life to happen to you, not from direct will, but just from maybe worse, from trying to teach you something, that's horrifying. I don't find any comfort in that whatsoever. I'm glad for the people who do find comfort in it, you know, whatever gets you through the day, truly. But wow, that's incredibly, that's sickening, that's shaky. There's Magdala saying, so, and there's Magdala also not understanding the pain. Yo, 9XS coming into the middle of this chat saying, I love Lumity. Me too. There's, okay, and you're talking about, free will and stuff, that all of this pain is us being respected by an all-loving creator. Yeah, I mean, more power to you if that is comforting to you. I don't know. I don't know if a 5-month-old getting some cancer feels respected, but I'm glad you feel respected. Hegpie is coming into the middle of this conversation. Oh my goodness. You know, there's what we're saying. Sorry, can we not talk about God? Can we talk about anything you want? But I don't know my religion, and this is really confusing me. Hey, you know, I hope you'll, hey, here's to sorting out feelings. Hello to a Hegpie. Yeah, we have maybe, exhausted a lot of the conversation, and now that we have gotten a request to stop it, sorry for seeing that a little bit late, but sure, yeah, let's go on with some interesting the points from Magdala. Yeah, who knows what's correct. There's okay, the deep conversations, and Hegpie noting the philosophy. Hello, hey Hegpie, I'm in the car. I don't know if you already left. I'm in the car, and my Ooh, okay, the Steve is coming in here to say, if you only knew what you know, then you would know. Wait, I almost thought that was a Steven Universe sort of a song. I kind of hoped that it was sort of a song. Okay, so, thanks for whatever the heck that was, guy. Okay, there's what I was saying, you know, if you want to go that deep. But, okay, genuine question though, does that mean that you would, like, schedule it for later, for a time when you, like, felt like going that deep, or are you gonna stay a little bit confused forever? Because I think I've met people who want to stay a little bit confused about what they believe, maybe forever, so I don't know. Then there's Yo telling us about the Owl House ships you like, Bartholomew, Huntlow, and Rada. What's your favorite season? Okay, well, I want to say that strangely my favorite ship is Rada, because I really like Rain and Ida, but favorite season, ooh, it might have actually been season 2. I think I want to say season 2. There's Hegpie saying, damn, a thing I taped to the wall randomly. Just, oh wait, it fell down and gave you a fright. Dude, one of my wall arts that I had up, it stayed up for like 2 years, and then just recently it is sort of peeled off, all sticky and stuff. Okay, Magdala's saying, why'd you tape something to the wall? Was it a banana? Okay, some I don't knows are happening, and you're saying season 2 was the best. I think if I'm staying here for a maximum of of 1 hour. I'm staying here for a maximum of 1 hour because I need to do some studies. Oh my gosh. You guys, in every previous semester of my schooling, I did not prioritize reading the chapters whatsoever. And now I'm really hoping that I can do that because I mean I passed all of the classes, even with sort of only a light reading. I passed the classes. I got the A's. I only have a single B plus on my transcript, but but I don't know. It was still very stressful to go through the class, only sort of reading it. Talking about bananas taped to your wall for all of that. And you love season 3 even though it was so short. I think I found season 3 a little bit emotionally distressing because the show was ending, and also because I tried to record a reaction and then Disney like left the season 3 episode 2 reaction up for like I don't know 2 months or however long, and so I thought it was okay. I thought it was clean, and then when the next episode came out, they took it down. And so that emotional baggage for me, I'm sad to report, is actually a part of the, I don't know, experience of it. You're eating a melon. Okay. Earth Element saying, sorry if I feel I wasted your time. All I'm going to say is I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And that's what a lovely sort of a sentiment. I don't know if you went already, but I don't consider it a waste of time to talk about like beliefs and stuff. Yeah. I hope you don't consider it a waste of time to not convert somebody. But no, I mean it's good to know yourself, and it's good to be conscious of who and what you are and what you want out of the world, all of that. All right, then there's some wishing good to the rest of your day. Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day too. And there were some deep questions getting ignored, and Heck by saying I actually just finished reading all of Homestuck, including the epilogues. Okay, but not including Homestuck 2, where there's a dog girl. There was a dog girl. I don't know. I have secondhand knowledge from the fandom and stuff. Okay, how'd you do that, Heck Pie? Anyone here familiar with Homestuck? Not as familiar as you, we can say. I mean, I'm weirdly, I was like involved in the fandom, like really appreciating like the fan works and stuff. You know, there was the YouTuber Toasty Glow. I don't know if that's still the name. Okay, you're saying it's fun and a long read. How many years did it take? Oh, okay. Wait, you did include Homestuck too. Okay, was it like a daughter of Jade Harley? Who was the dog girl? That's I don't know. I just remember reading everyone's startled reactions when it came out. Okay, you're saying how long did it take? Do you watch Hazbin Hotel? Yeah, yo 9xx. I do watch Hazbin Hotel, but I waited to watch season 2 with my bestie. And then we both got busy. So like the last 2 episodes, I don't know what they are. Thanks for a compliment, Julian Johnson and Cheddar Blog saying what is happening. Strangely, we got into a theological conversation for a second there, and now I don't know. I'm in my car. I've been in my car the entire time, and then Magdala says, I keep going back to the owl house so often, I genuinely might get a wrist tattoo of the light glyph on my arm or wrist. that would be pretty fun. I do wonder where I would want to get a tattoo if I did get one. Probably like an ankle or something. There's Heck by saying, yes, Jade has a dog daughter. Do not look up her name. It's fine, trust me. I remembered the name when you said that. Yiffany. Yes. Okay. Then there's the only thing you know about Homestuck is that Megalovania plays there. And the Megalovania plays there before Undertale. Exciting times indeed. There's John Rico saying, hi, comrade. Were you in a previous stream and then I said like bye, comrade, or something? Yeah, hello, I suppose. We can in fact be comrades. And okay, laid down for a second, but I'm going to get back up. The lighting is a little bit better up here naturally, but how do I kind of get into the position that I was, such that nothing outside the windows is showing because it's too bright? Alright, that's perfect. YO is saying, I have a theory, so humans are animals, we eat animals unless you're vegan, so isn't that cannibalism? Sorry, that's gross. I mean, some people when they list their reasons for going vegan, like, they say something that's really similar to that, honestly. You're eating like another living being. But, I
personally, it's not really any of my business since I'm not on a specialized diet, but I kind of like when people specifically draw the line between all of the land meats but not fish. I okay, probably some fish are very smart, but if you had to choose like one protein that isn't like yourself and I don't know, maybe hopefully experiences the least amount of pain, I feel like bugs and fish, maybe oysters are your best options. And hello to Ben is my name, and you are back. Hello to you. How has your day been? But yeah, some people really don't like consuming the living beings. I don't know. It would be interesting if somebody drew the line at mammals and then only ate like birds, reptiles, fish, bugs, all of that. Da, 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 da. There's Macdell saying, Owl House back. I'm infuriated again. Yeah. Yeah, completely. Absolutely. And then there's, and it played in Toby's Halloween ROM hack. I love knowing all the lore. There's some. And you're saying your favorite pizza is all the time. That's a pretty good saying. All right. I've certainly stayed here for longer than I have meant to. So, wait, did anyone else want to drop some lore or anything? I guess the main thing on my mind other than class is I'm trying to figure out how to be emotionally stable in my polycule whatever the hell is not. Yeah, I don't think I'm encountering any of the problems that a person would expect. It's just now I'm dating two people and neither of them are visiting me, and that's messed up. That's messed up. That's specifically not what I signed up for. Okay, so that's the other thing on my mind. Okay, some talk about taking too long, and William saying so I could have eaten an Australopithecus and not be a cannibal. That's one of the earliest humans, isn't it? I don't think you should eat one of those because it's a fossil and the archaeologists and scientists will be mad at you. That's my thought. Anyone else have some lore you want to drop? You're saying you're the most beautiful looking human I ever met. I will take a self-confidence close to my heart because I feel like I'm looking out at all of the people outside my window. Everyone is so beautiful. I feel like I don't even like have like a warrant, have a license to exist next to them. There's so many beautiful people out here. And how do I look so young for 57? I keep telling you that I'm 26. I keep telling you that I'm 26 years old. Please stop believing the lies. Oh my god. I mean, people can actually have very good camera filters like that, though. Why? Why? And there's William saying that you're the beautifulest. There's 3 or 2.5 minutes left here. Did anyone else have any personal lore that you want to drop before we end this thing out? How much battery do I have? That used a whole entire chunk of my battery. I think I'm gonna go back inside and study. This has been a really weird energy boost. You said I never said 26. I specifically laid down and started yelling. like over and over again in a loop. I'm 26. Please. I want to believe that I have some years left on this earth. You can't be telling me that I'm 57. Stop. So there's Ben is my name saying I really like pizza, and you, wow. Thanks for handing out some awesome compliments. You're a bright force in the world, in the life. I can hardly imagine liking the people of this world as much as I like a pizza because I've really loved some pizza, and so that's very significant. All right, I don't think we're gonna drop any other lore before we end out of this stream, and so I guess I'm just gonna think about my favorite thick crust pizza with a little crispy cheese on the edge of it, and that's a happy sort of a note. There's Mr. Deadpool saying, hello, what's this channel about? I mean, I wanted it to be about art and animations, but I kind of lost track, and now it's just kind of is about showing up and saying hi to each other, because I didn't get any of my art and animations out, but but I mean, that's an aspiration.
that I still haven't let go of for some reason. It's been a long time. maybe it's time to let go, but yeah, chatting about anything is the topic. I'm gonna shut down the stream in a minute. There's William saying, I'll take a ride along the road to go visit you. I'm pretty sure there's an ocean in between some part, but I'll be there by 10. I expect a 10 Michelin stars meal when I arrive. It only goes up to 3. The Michelin star system only goes up to 3. There's probably one. We could find one probably. So we will also have to take my mom on our fresh new polycule dinner, because apparently when you write something off as a business expense, you can get like a 50% discount on the tax write-off. That's huge. That's more than any coupon I've ever heard of. And so you have to do business with us. Yeah, in addition to being in the polycule. Okay, there's thing. You've only said you're not 57. You've never said that you are 26. You are getting me in the riddles. You're getting me like a lawyer. You could be a lawyer if you are this serious about wording. There's Kai eating stuffed crust pizza. You're saying the channel is about the gay. There were 33 viewers, and Ben is my name, saying I'm so very well, I love you. And you're saying if you love doing art, don't give up. I will try to not give up even harder then, because I am realizing that it does make me very happy in whatever capacity. If I could just practice, if I could just focus for long enough. I do keep losing focus and all of that. Okay, your pizza crust is just crust. SH is saying, where are you from? I am from the United States, but my dad is from the Philippines. And Mr. Deadpool is subscribing. I've been trying to stream every Monday and Friday, so I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good rest of your day, okay? Wish me luck with studies. I don't know. Maybe I'll say hi in the Discord to check whether I was actually progressing with the studies, because I don't have any faith in myself that I can focus. Hopefully I can. I'm gonna go try. Okay, have a great rest of your day.